All right, guys. Hey, Jason with Fender Garage. We're here in Gilbert, Arizona, and we have a pretty cool 1968 Chevy C10 sitting here. And so we're going to talk about a new segment that we're starting, and it's called Why We Use It. And so here at Fender Garage, we get a ton of questions about what to use, why we use a certain product, and why we don't use others. And so we want to kind of explain that. So this will be kind of episode 1 of why we use it. And so when we're talking about products that we use here, there's a lot of things that we make that decision. One is, does it look correct and look quality? Does it perform well? Is it going to be something that we're going to want to use over and over again? And is it something that at the end of the day is cost effective, easy to install with the least amount of issues? And so as we're talking about this motor here, we don't have a front runner system on it. So we're missing, the compressor, the alternator, the power steering. There's some components that are missing. And so we have to actually be able to get this serpentine system to work on an LS3. We've chosen on this to go with a Holley mid-mount system. First things first, we got to get it out of the box, lay it all out, let you take a look at it and show you all the products before we actually get it installed. Jake unboxed all this for us and got it all laid out, and he's getting ready to put all this on the motor here shortly. But as we got all this laid out, I want to kind of let you see what you're going to get in the kit. Now, one of the coolest things you're going to get is a set of instructions, which honestly should not be overlooked. A lot of times you get a kit and they just assume you know everything about it, and especially when you're doing this in your garage at your house, you're thinking, I didn't get all the instructions I need. What am I missing? And so this actually comes with a super nice what should be included. You're going to get just a ton of information, a lot of specification, a picture of what it's going to look like when you're done. Very helpful. You get your gaskets and everything you need. So you get a new steering damper, you get a new crank pulley, you're going to get a power steering pulley, a new compressor, alternator, power steering pump, and just a lot of these little components. But most importantly, this is the best part about it, is you get this cool new water pump right here, and this water pump actually has all the bracketry on it. And so when you get ready to install all this, this has that cast aluminum look. We got this kit finished in black. You can actually get this in like kind of a milled finish, kind of a satin look. So it would look very similar to this product here. But we went with the black finish just because that's just kind of my preference. I just prefer have the components of some of these accessories just black, make it disappear, not stand out. And so you have a few options, but it comes with the belt. You get a new bolt for the main pulley right here, and there's just everything you need. You've got your wiring right here, you've got an adapter for your AC, and you get your pulley covers, and these little covers that go right here and make everything look a little nicer. You get this little adapter that goes onto your power steering right here that allows you to connect AN fittings on it, and a little bit easier to go. So they've pretty much thought of everything. It's probably, on average, maybe a half a day's worth of work to get all this mounted on there. Not too long. Good support, good products, and at the end of the day, I've never had belt misalignment issues with the Holley stuff. And I have fought that with plates and spacers with some of the other companies, but with Holley, everything just bolts on, everything fits. Super excited to always be using the Holley product here in our shop. And it's just something we just migrated to, and we're real comfortable using it, and it works really well, and they are a great company to stand behind, and anything wrong, you call them up and they just take care of it. So anyways, we got experienced technicians like Jake who's going to go put it on for me, and then we'll check it all out, and we'll come back out as he's finished, and we'll take a look at what it looks like when it's all installed on a brand new LS. And so the question is, why do we use a Holley mid-mount system and not one of the other brands out there that people make? So for me, it comes down to the look and the overall quality and performance of the product. Now, I'm not saying that the others don't do a good job, because they do, but I find that with plates and spacers, there tends to be a little bit of an opportunity that if a spacer or something isn't quite right, you get some belt alignments and things start to squeak, and then you spend a lot of time and money chasing a problem down. So with the Holley setup, you change the water pump. The water pump has all the bracketry designed to fit on it. It's a true cast product, so it actually looks like the motor. So when everything is put on, it actually looks like factory, as if it came from GM itself. And so that's kind of the reason why we go with the Holley products on our LSs. and we usually use the mid-mount most of the time because it's the most compact looking, and it gives me room for just everything else without spreading everything out. Now, depending upon the application, you might use a high mount or a low mount system, but with most of the applications we have on trucks, the mid-mount system works the best. And so day 2, and so Jake next to me, he's actually finishing up the install on this front runner system. So you can see he's just wrapping up, putting the belt on. It's a 1 belt serpentine 6-rib system. Got the tensioner hooked on it, and he is just about there. Simple, easy peasy. So that's it. And so you've got your alternator, your power steering pump, your compressor. You've got what's the brand of it? I can't ever remember. ATI. What? ATI. Yeah, it's a great product. So I always forget. My head gets so loaded with so much stuff that sometimes I actually forget the super damper, all this stuff. Anyway, so you got your tensioner, the new water pump. Everything's super easy to install. We'll have a little bit of trim right here that we'll need to make it on the frame. This has a lot to do with just the fact that we've got a power steering rack right here and a few little things that have kind of pushed the motor just in a little different spot than maybe it would normally sit. But at the end of the day, it looks beautiful. This is the black setup. You can kind of see why I like the black. Kind of makes all this disappear. But anyways, pretty easy. We have a little cover right here. One little part to put on, but eventually when it's all said and done, you get this nice little cover right here. That'll sit. 2 bolts will go in right here, and then it'll be done. We'll take that off so I don't actually drop it and break it. All right, so Jake, tell me, how long did it take you?
About 3 hours.
3 hours,
yep.
Okay. And any issues while you're putting it together?
Not one issue, really. I've done a couple different brand ones, and this is by far the nicest one I've done. I like that it's got the sliding, like a factory sliding that crimps your bolts to everything.
Okay.
Has it on the alternator, power steering, has it on all of them. It's just like the factory style
Pinches it
on
like
every other car.
Okay, that's very cool. And when you're kind of doing an LS swap, you're kind of going for that factory new motor.
Yeah.
And so it's awesome when you get that, but then sometimes you're buying these front runner systems and they're plates and spacers, and if a spacer's too short or too long, just in one little spot, just a 16th of an inch, it can cause belts to squeak, tensioners to squeak, and misalignment, and start fraying up the edges of the belt. And this setup, it kind of locks it in where you want it to be.
Exactly, just like factory.
All right, so would you use it again?
Absolutely.
All right, awesome. Jake's a great tech. He's helping us on this project. Very cool 1968 C10. You've got that 50-year anniversary gold paint on it, and then it's going to encapsulate this beautiful brand new crate motor from Chevy Performance with an LS3 525 horsepower, and the Holley system is going to also control the cooling with a good water pump, have a good alternator, AC Sandon 7 I think is what that is, and a good power steering pump, GM style right here. And so all of this will work and become really good, reliable product. And I'm not worried about the customer breaking down in any of these parts, belt flipping or slipping or any of that kind of stuff. So we're about ready to get some power steering lines done. We'll get the steering column in. We'll get our brakes going on this thing. And then next we're going to start putting the fenders and stuff on it and get the radiator in it. And we got a wood bed to put on it. You know, there's all kinds of stuff, but it's cool. We love what we do here, and this is why we use the Holley system. It's because right here, it really is a good product. And thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more videos on why we use it here at Fender Garage.